innovative content, global audience.
If you think about it, poverty has been in existence right from the very beginning of the world. And giving to the poor has a way of putting smiles on our faces. It's the same thing in your own stress. Giving to the poor should not be a thing of our pride or a face up in the society just to show off. But sincerely, how are you helping the poor people around you? Now, we live in a world where poverty has become the order of the day. A lot of people are vulnerable, children, women as well, widows, as well. Quite a number of people, out of school children, widows, and vulnerable in the society, roaming the streets of our world today. But reaching out to these people, now, no matter how little you can give, is something. And that is why on this show, Community Heroes, we celebrate people who are putting smiles on the faces of the people, reaching out the little way they can. Imagine every one of us at one point in time, we tend to reach out, we give to others. Of course, the society will be a better place to live in. Good afternoon. My name is Princess Kessy, and we're reaching you live from our SRTV studio here in London, the world's capital city. And this is Community Heroes. We bring to you people, passionate people, graceful human beings that are reaching out to people regardless of the society, regardless of the stress they are going through themselves, but they tend to carry others along. And today on my show, I have with me Professor Onudugo Ifeanyi Chris. He is the CEO, founder, Reaching Out Rescue Foundation, as well the senior pastor, Hope Builders Church, and Africa coordinator, Charisma University. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon and welcome.
Nice to have you with us, sir. We are so pleased that you could join us. How are you doing today?
Thank God it's a good day.
Yes, it is a good day. We have reasons to thank God.
Yes, every new day is an opportunity to impact life, is an added opportunity and grace to leave a footprint on the shore of this world where we are pilgrims, because very soon our season and our tenure here would have been expired, and we will only be remembered by what we have done that have impacted humanity.
That is very correct, sir. Can you tell us more about your foundation and how you got started? Where did the inspiration come from?
Right, it's a passion, it's a burden, it is a mission that has been nurtured in the eastern part of Nigeria for over 2 decades now. We started as African Youth Emancipation Foundation, charged with the responsibility of fighting all the menace that have plunged African youths into poverty, early deaths, and all kinds of social vices. We do that through advocacy, we do that through training and human empowerment, we do that through outreaches, especially to rural communities. We metamorphosed into what we today have as Reaching Out, which is a more expanded approach to fighting poverty and social vices among African youths, especially in the rural communities, where the government and most development partners shy away because of the risk inherent in reaching out to such vulnerable people in remote places. So the burden actually came seeing my mother died at the age when I couldn't even recognize his face enough. Moved from health center to private hospital, from private hospital to tertiary hospital. Before they could rescue the woman, she gave up. So I grew up from with that pain, and it became a burden to see that more people like me, because if not for my father who stood by us, we wouldn't have gone to school, we wouldn't have been what we are today. There are so many intelligent people in the rural communities who could not go to school today, not because they are not intelligent, not that because they are not willing, not because they, but they couldn't afford even primary education.
Wow.
The most people who could did not know the benefit of education. They thought early making money early through trades, through farming and other things. They saw education as a waste of years and time. But at the long run, you still see that without education, your effort will, the best it can give you is subsistence living, which is still below poverty level, international standard. So that's what our foundation has been doing. We go to rural communities, we do free medical outreach, we train young people and old women on small skills that can help them to find a living for themselves. We sponsor to the extent where our ability can start small business for rural women in rural communities, which all they needed is nothing more than $100, $50 to get out of poverty. Start frying akara, start frying bones, start making liquid soup, start that can help them eat at least 3 square meals a day, pay school fees for their children through primary school and secondary school. And it has been wonderful. We have seen many families pulled out of poverty. We have seen many young people gone back to school even when they've lost.
Well,
And
network.
that's just what we do. We,
Now, sir, that is quite amazing. You know, it is interesting. It is good to know that you don't want to be at the comfort of your home, enjoying life all by yourself. I want to believe that today in life, what to eat will not be a problem to somebody like you, but you are not just thinking about yourself. You were thinking about others, what you can give to the society, how you can carry people along, and that is something we are applauding here. And that's why the focus on the the poor, the vulnerables in the society. Because we know that a lot of people running NGOs, foundation, they have different focus. But why the particular interest on this set of people?
our major focus is in 3 areas.
Okay.
One is education, two is health, and the third one is on trainings, human capital training. So the first thing we do is that we identify communities where other NGOs and government have not reached. We move to the place, do what we call survey, get a statistics of families that are vulnerable who are living below poverty line, find out what could be done at least to help them get a little bit above where they are. Those that could be assisted to go to school, we do um, give scholarship to at least secondary level of education. Then in the places where there are uh, issues of outbreak of diseases like cholera, malaria, then we move with our team. We do both diagnosis and treatment at free costs. Then we also identify young widows and young uh, youth anyway at that at work age who do not have anything doing but who are willing to be trained on a skill which if after training and they are given a little assistance they can start doing something for themselves. They can start producing few things that the market is readily available within the local community. Like there are places you get to, there are all they needed is just like in Nigeria, 100,000 or 50,000 to buy a baking pan and little ingredients to start frying akara in the morning and in the evening. And we have seen so many families come out of poverty just by that simple
Acts.
intervention. Yes.
Wow. It's quite interesting. I'm quite happy, and that's the reason for my show. When I see people now, despite the economy situation in Nigeria, you still take it as a burden. Now, it takes people with the heart of God to do this. It's not everybody that will be in their home and they start thinking about another person, their well-being. It is quite difficult. Now, sir, you did mention that you have been doing this for over 2 decades. How has the journey been for you?
It has been amazing. You can't quantify the level of joy you drive that you get to a village where you cannot find a house, a no guest house to sleep. You carry mats with your students. Some of them are doctors, just finished their medical training. Some of them still nursing students, and some of them in different field. And all of you lie and sleep in one open field or one uncompleted building for 1 week, 2 weeks, just to attend to people. And the people see you by the time you are going out of the village, they are crying, they don't want you to go. You see, you have families everywhere you go to. If you've never had children, those people become like your biological children. They want to reach out to you, they want to you share love with them, they're always there. And there are there is this joy that you have wiped away tears from someone's eyes without expecting anything in return.
Done. Right, that is the good thing about what you do, right? The fact that you do it because in this life, I feel like when you do something with expectations, it becomes something
A
different.
business, it becomes business.
A business, better word for it. But what you do is what you do without expectation. I can imagine you leaving the comfort of your home, going to a remote village, lying on the ground with your mat. That is a sacrifice, and we say, "Well done, sir." Now, tell us, for all these years you've been in these, outreach. How many community can you say you've impacted on, or how many people? Do you have the data, sir?
Okay, currently for the past 5 years, we have been in Ebonyi State. In fact, we have covered 6 states in the last 15 years now. when we come to a state, we stay like 4 years to 5 years, depending on the size of the state. In the state where I am currently, is called Ebonyi State, in the southeastern part of Nigeria. We have covered 36 communities right now. We are 3 years in this place. We have 2 more years to stay here. So it was so interesting that when we got to a community, the name of that community is Izogo in Izi, local government area of Ebonyi State. We are so encouraged that the traditional ruler singled us out and gave us a title in his palace because we gave scholarship to 52 students from primary school to secondary school, and we carried out free health um, program for 2 consecutive years in that particular community. So there are places you get to, the people, the way they appreciate the little things we are doing just becomes a motivation even to do more. So that singular act made us, we have covered 25 communities in that easy axis, that there is hardly, in fact, most of my team members now can speak their local dialects.
Wow, that is amazing. It is really good to know that you have made so much progress over the years. Now, it's not about just saying I'm reaching out, but in true sense, you're actually reaching out to people. And with all you've said so far and the numbers you mentioned, I believe that thousands of Nigerians have, felt your impact, and that is something we are proud of. We are proud of you and your team, all what you do. Your team, we say well done. And sir, has funding been like so far over the years? We know what you do is something that will take a lot of funding to execute. You can't just call people and you say, oh, let's go with that, having the resources to carry out all this. Giving shelter to them, education, scholarship, and of course, even giving them startup business money, and of course, other things, medications here and there. How is funding like over the years, sir?
It will amaze you how these resources are coming. We've not really had any grants from any government or international. The resources we use are self-contributed by students and teachers and lecturers that work with us. From their salary, from their pocket money, they contribute this. And not just they contribute money, they also give out their time, because each community we go, we have routines. Each weekend, some students come into the village, stay for the week, go back to class, another set go back to come to the village, while the other people go back to school, because the people we work mainly are teachers and students, especially in health institutions, because of the health aspect of the our programs. So the funding has just been coming from our little salaries and little savings. But just like the two, the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 small fishes of Jesus in the book of John, the Lord has been multiplying the little resources in our hands to go a long way in meeting the needs of vulnerable people.
Wow, I'm so thrilled. I'm so happy. I'm so wild to hear and listen to you speak right now. This is amazing. Now, viewers, this is Community Heroes. We'll go on a quick break. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back shortly after this break. Stay with us.
Hooray! The next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the streets.
Hello, viewers. You're welcome back from that quick break. This is Community Heroes, where we bring you heroes. We call them heroes here because all they do all day long is going from one place to another, looking for somebody to help, putting smiles on the faces of the people and making the society a better place to live in. I'm still here with Professor Onojugu Ifeanyi Chris. Sir, you did talk about funding. How amazing it is to know that your students and your people around you are doing making contributions here and there to make sure that they touch the lives of the people. But what kind of collaboration and partnership would you be looking forward to get, sir?
Yes, there are many foundations that have genuine interests and passion to reach out to vulnerable people in rural communities. But most times they send resources to the wrong hands and to the wrong people who are not actually in the field, who doesn't have touch with these real local people in their community, who may not have opportunity even to see adverts on newspapers, on social media platform. But if given to agencies, organizations, or foundations who are ready to do the work, my dear, if we have that kind of collaboration, we have that kind of partnership, the people will be glad that they met people who will give to the minutest detail every single resources earmarked for a particular project, because what has been our watchword has been transparency and accountability. It is as is they play, it they show.
The show. I love that, sir. And now you did mention that a lot of people are in that, in NGOs or like how the Bible says, is it she wolves in sheep clothing, or the Bible says something like that. And now we've seen that the wrong people are there also pretending to be, and therefore maybe making the job difficult for people that are already there.
Yeah.
So how do we now identify? What do you think we can do to purge the society of meanness like this?
We are in a modern world now. Technology has given us so much tools to fight against what is fake and even to identify what is real. And like, if you call me now, you can see I am in the office.
That is true.
If you say I am in the village, let's put it live. Let everybody see the villagers. If you say you are sharing food, let's see the people you are sharing the food to live. Let's look at them and see it is not something that is manipulated. It is not something we write something different in the report, but on the field we can't see the evidence. So evidence-based mission is what will demarcate or separate the chaff from the wheat. Let's see what you have done. Let's see the proof. And let's interview the people. Let's know the impact. Let's send independent observers or monitors, evaluators. You say we have gone to this. We can give you the names of all the communities we have gone. We can send an independent, go to those villages, ask questions, researchers. Okay, so we had so people came to your village in so. What did they do when they came? How long did they stay? How many families did they reach? If we start doing this, the fake organizations will fizzle away. Because when they don't receive support again, they will fold.
We can't wait for them to fold because we need good people. Especially, you cannot play with the emotions of others. You can't be lying with the poor or the vulnerable because they don't have. And now, sir, at the point where you're tired, there's sometimes as a human being you're just exhausted, you're tired, or you say, "Oh, the burden is so much. I need money right now." A child will be in need of money, a woman there, or the people you need to help, and the money is not there at that time. Then what's the inspiration? What keeps you going doing this, sir?
You see, there is a way human needs connect with divine providence when they are genuine. Like we had a case, a woman was hospitalized and they couldn't pay their hospital bill. And we started calling people that are close to us. To my greatest surprise, somebody I've not spoken with for over 7 years called me in the night. And that's where we are chatting. I told him what we are going through, because he noticed how uneasy I was in the discussion, because my heart was actually panting for that family. So immediately I shared. He asked the question, I shared. In less than 30 minutes, he said he's going to put a call to some friends in Canada. In less than 30 minutes, all the money that was needed to pay that woman's hospital bill was in my account. I transferred the money and sent the receipt of the hospital bill and the payment to the guy. He shouted, "Within this period?" I said, "Yes," because we wouldn't have been talking about it if the needs was not there in the immediate. Do you know that singular act opened a channel? From time to time now, they call us and ask us, "Which community are you going to? What do you need?" We now receive even drugs, routine drugs that we distribute when we go for such missions. They contribute it and send to us. So when people see that you are genuine and that the burden of others has become your own burden, they will always be willing even to go out of their way to assist to lift that burden.
Wow. I love the fact that I know this will be so difficult, this will be so stressful. Moving from one community to another, attending to the needs of vulnerable Nigerians. But you're doing it with so much passion. I can see the smile on your face, the way you talk, the zeal, the passion in what you do. It's quite amazing, sir. And now, sir, when we look at the society today we live in, we have a number of poor people there. And sometimes, too, like I said, you were doing it, and sometimes it's stressful. Like you said, when they gave you the news of the woman, you were sad, and suddenly the money came. But what is the fun thing about what you do? What makes you happy doing this? Why are you happy doing this?
Can Can you imagine you met a lady, very pretty and let's say half educated, and she's a prostitute? On asking or discussing with the lady, you you get to find out she entered into prostitution out of frustration because the mother was sick, and she did everything to raise 5,000 naira for the mother's medication. She could not, and she watched the mother die, and he said she wouldn't want any other person in her family to die because of 5,000 naira. So she started selling her body. And in the course of your intervention, the lady is brought out of prostitution. He now has a shop, he now has a business he's doing, and he's now training the younger ones in the family. And each time you pass through the streets and watch the girl in the shop, there is this unspeakable joy that you've been able to pull somebody out of something that would have destroyed not only her life, but her entire generation. And now look at how happy the young lady has become, and how he's now helping not only her family, but the society in general. I think that joy is more than enough motivation. And that is what has kept us in what we are doing. Every village we have entered, you go back in the next 5 years, you see those people you have given 50,000, they have built a house for themselves. Their children are now in secondary school. So one is already in university. And courtesy of that little business that you helped midwife, it's enough boost for
Wow.
all you could. What else?
This is
What other value will money give to you than to see that the little money God has given to you is making another family live?
wow. Now this is so, I this is so touching. That is the word. This is touching. The fact that you go out of your way to put put people, not just giving them money, but even put down the way path of destruction, you tend to put them out, and you give them the reason to live again, keeping hope alive. Well done, sir. Now, sir, all this you do, you have a team of people you go out with. Now you are somewhere, and you are not even stable yourself. Your life is not stable. You are just making sure the people are fine, sir. How are you dealing with this? Being a pastor, being a family man, and being a founder of an outreach as well. How is it like, sir?
It is a grace that is unusual, and a balance that is learned as a skill. You give appropriate attention to every aspect of your life, because if you don't have a good family, you cannot have a good church.
That is
If you
true.
don't have a good church, you cannot have a good followers. If you don't have, so you have to create time to give your family the fellowship, the love, the care they need. And you also have to train them and groom them to love the things you love, so that all of you will be a part because when two cannot work together except they are in agreement.
That is true.
So that's number one primary job. Then the second job for me is transferring that same training and culture to the church that I pastor, such that everybody in our church is a missionary. You need to see yourself as a pilgrim. You need to know that whatever God gives to you, He gave it to you on trust that you will use it for His purpose. And there is no other purpose higher than the God reaching out to men If God could give his only son to come and die for man, even in man's wickedness and rebellion. So there is nothing we have that we did not receive from him. And if we know
Wow.
that we receive it from him, there is nothing we have that we cannot give for his cause.
Now, sir, from what you've just said, you are not only giving hope to these people. For instance, you give them money to start a business, like the lady you talked about. You pay somebody's hospital bills and medical bills and all that. Of course, she gives some people money to start up their own businesses, and you even send some to school scholarship. Now, that is not all what you do, sir. From all what you said, or my understanding is that you also deal with your emotions. It's not easy as well. Somebody that has been on a certain path for a long time, trying to bring them back from that path is going to take some, steps here and there. How do you do all that, dealing with their emotions as well as, attending to their physical needs, their basic needs?
In our foundation, we have different sections and we have different professionals. Like, let me take, there are those that will need counseling, there are those that will need rehabilitation, there are those that will need physical treatment, there are those that we don't just give people money. First of all, we train you in the whatever business you want to, and
Okay.
we will work it with you that we are going to be supervising that business at least for the next 3 years to
Okay.
see it
Grow.
pass through the same different transformation stage. We will give you money. We teach you record keeping in business. We teach you negotiation. Yes. We teach you savings, how to save out of the what you have, so that you can invest and expand the business. So there are a lot we do with the people. We don't just come, give you money and disappear. No, we'll be there with you until you are established, to establish others.
Wow. Now, sir, being an NGO, in as much as we know that government is not most time, people doing genuinely in terms of reaching out to the society, to the vulnerable, of course, the poor in the society. We see that government don't tend to do much. But like you said, we have individuals, we have people that want to reach out. It could be more resources, money, it could be food items, it could be medications, or even, clothes and all that. How can they reach out to you, sir?
Yes, like I've said earlier, these are all what we do. And what have sustained the supply is that, okay, you give us clothes, we'll tell you where we are going to.
Okay.
We share the clothes, we record it, we send the record to you so that you see how those clothes you gave to us was shared to the people you gave us to share it to. And when people see this, they will even be the one asking you next time, because there are, let me give you an instance. There are so many families, the clothes they threw away in some of these rural places we go to. This clothes is as good as Christmas dress for the people.
Wow.
People in the cities don't have value for them again. But to somebody, you see somebody rejoicing on Christmas, coming out to take selfie just because something somebody rejected in the city is now used, is now given to him as Christmas gifts. It has been encouraging. It has been amazing, and it has been wonderful.
Wow, this is so amazing, sir. Now, how can people get to you, just in case they have, things to give to you? Like you did say, people could give out clothes, food item, even money, just to support what you do.
We have our office at 4B Umuagu Street, Independence Layout, Enugu.
Okay.
We we have our website which will be posted here, and we my phone number, of course, is 23 +23480 355 13652. That's the number we use.
Now, can you take that number again?
Okay. +234
Go
80
ahead. Yeah, okay.
355
Okay.
13652.
Okay. 13652. Very
Yes,
well.
ma'am.
We do hope that you're doing quite a lot in the society. People are actually proud of you. We're proud of you for you've been there for over 2 decades, making sure that the children are off the streets, the women are off the streets as well. Even young girls are off the streets. You're putting, giving hope to them to live. We are very proud of you and your team, your medical doctors going out to, treat these people, going to rural areas, living with that, even, lying on the floor and all that. Well done, sir. We're proud of you. We urge you that you do more and may God strengthen you as you do that.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir,
We'll
for
be
being
glad
on
to
the
do
show.
more.
Yes, that's all we want to hear. Viewers have been on the show with Professor Onodugu Ifeanyi Chris. He's the CEO and founder, Reaching Out Rescue Foundation. And he's the senior pastor, Hope Builders Church, and African coordinator, Charisma University. Thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Amen. You
Thank
too.
you.
Yes, viewers, you see what I say about giving to the poor. You see it. You don't need to have the world before you give to the poor. You don't need to have it all. You having 5 houses, 10 houses, you can sleep in all of them at once. It's still one. Why not give out something to somebody in their need? Look at what he has been doing with his time. Even young people, medical doctors are now contributing money for medication for people that are in the hospital. This is what being your loving your neighbor or being your brother's keeper is all about. I urge us today to reach out to the vulnerables of our society, those in need. Look up, just look around you. You don't need to go far. Look around you. There must be somebody in need. There must be somebody around you that is in need, somebody you need to help. And that would be a way forward for all of us. And of course, we are trying to make the society a better place to live in. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Don't forget our different packages on SRO TV. We have travel tour. Just call us, we'll book your ticket anywhere you're going to in the world. And don't forget, also, we have renters equipment. We rent cameras, lights, editing suit, everything we have at a very minimum rate. And of course, we cover events as well. Just call us any kind of event, book launch, birthday, whatever it is, marriage, we'll just be there for you. And of course, as well, don't forget our magazine. As low as 30K, we can capture your businesses, your career, everything you want to showcase. We'll be there for you. And don't forget also, our talent hunt is ongoing. Register, be part of it, especially for young Nigerians. You want to be a politician, right? You want to be a good leader. We mentor you here to be a good leader that the world can reckon with in the future. And of course, as well, leadership award is ongoing. If you know somebody in your environment that is being is what's celebrating, just nominate them. Come to us and nominate them. Give us their name and their everything about them. They might just be the one going home with the award. When people do good, you need to applaud them. If you don't, what become of the good they do? We just on our own part, we say thank you for job well done. And don't forget, shout out to Kila. It's that event, it's actually happening. That festival is for next month, 21st to 27th, where we showcase to be showcasing indigenous movies, local movies. You see, it doesn't have to be a movie shot in America alone. Even the one you did in your village, just submit, and who knows, anything can happen. Don't forget to follow us also on our social media handles. Go to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and X, and of course YouTube. Subscribe, invite somebody to the page as well, and of course, let's keep making the world a better place. I'll see you again on the show Community Heroes. I remain yours truly, Princess Kessy. Bye for now.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447 459 513 619. Forward by Hesroes TV.